Okay, welcome back to the channel, Boxing 365, and we're looking again to complete our next card in the deck. So this time we'll be looking at the card which is going to be courtesy of Wasserman Boxing at the 3 Arena Dublin, and that will be on Channel 5 as well, so no need for a subscription for this one, no pay-per-view, nothing like that.
Free on air.
Free on air, get on Channel 5, and yep, absolutely. We're going to talk through the fights as always. At the end we'll talk about predictions. Tom will give his predictions, fight of the night, upset of the night, and we'll also make sure to rate the robot to see how AI gets on in predicting as well. So,
Hello, good evening, everyone.
starting at the top, Michael Conlan, Jack Bateson as the main event.
Tough, And I'll tell you why it was tough. From a heartfelt point of view, Michael Conlan strikes me as being one of the good guys of boxing.
We've met him.
We have, and he was a very, very nice guy. Smelt lovely.
But you weirdo.
But the most successful Irish male boxer ever.
Yeah.
Achieved everything as an amateur. Came into the pros as what people thought was a dead cert to win a world title.
Yeah.
Fell short twice at world title level. Once for the WBA regular strap, which was held by Lee Wood after the Jukan fight.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, for anyone who knows, we know how that ended.
Yeah. Fight of the year.
Fantastic fight. Incredible fight. He then got another shot at the IBF strap against Luis Alberto Lopez, which again, unfortunately, ended in the same dramatic fashion.
Yep.
I just worry. Conlan says he's got things left to prove in the sport, and I agree. I get it.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you: Do you think he should? Do you think he's underachieved if he doesn't win a world title?
I think to say that somebody was an underachiever because they've not got a world title is probably harsh, but with promising amateur prospects, as a promising amateur background rather, and what he was expected to do, you sort of think, well, would it be almost falling short of that? But if you're asking me, gun to my head, has he fell short? I don't think that's fair. I think competing for a world title is unbelievable. Most people will never do it.
And we mentioned it on one of our other videos, and a couple of one of the posts about Dillian. And I think we get too wrapped up in this mindset as a boxing fan and as boxing fans in general, and the media.
Don't do it any favors, do they? Sometimes?
No, absolutely not. And we've said that the whole point of this is for us. We want to try and look at it from our perspective as fans more than from a side of media. Not everyone has to be a world champion.
No.
Because let's be honest, not every footballer plays for Man City.
Nope.
Not and I think like with Dillian as the kind of example, and like with Michael Conlan, if Michael Conlan continues to put on great shows and great performances at this level in Ireland,
representing Ireland,
there is no shame in that.
Absolutely not.
I like it. It's a good matchup.
Yeah,
it's a good matchup.
He has. I mean, as you said, he's had he's fell on sort of hard times with his pro career. Really,
lacks a bit of a chin, doesn't he, Mr. Conlan?
He has been stopped twice in his last 3 fights. Out of those 3, he then did have a points win over Asif Khan. If he wins against Jack Bateson, does that sort of kickstart his career again for you?
Probably not. For me, I really like Jack Bateson. Always been a big fan of him. I think he's a cracking little fighter. Not a puncher. I think he's only got 4 stoppages in his 18 wins off memory. But he's a really good fighter. Got really good fundamentals. But you look at Michael Conlan and where he wants to go. You've got to be putting yourself name in the hat with bigger names. Yeah. But it's not a bad fight, and it won't do him any harm going in there and getting the rounds under his belt. The Asif Khan fight wasn't brilliant.
No,
wasn't brilliant from Mickey. the sharpness wasn't there. Landing the punches wasn't particularly flowing. Going through the gears, he just seemed to struggle with. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far we've obviously talked about Conlan, not so much about Bateson. He's only ever lost to Shabazz Masood.
yeah, technical knockout, 12th round.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
think obviously that was at super bantam. Now he's fighting at featherweight.
Yep.
Do you think? Obviously, it's no shame in losing to Shabazz Masood, great fighter. Do you think he's going to have a good campaign at featherweight?
Yeah, I think so. I think it suits him. You'd have to ask him yourself, but realistically with Jack, them lower weight classes for anybody, unless you're one of the really small guys, they're not easy to make. I've never had to. Used to campaign at super weight, but it's really really tough. I think it'll be good for Bateson, and I think a bit like with Jordan Gill when he sort of stepped up a couple of weights.
Yeah.
I think it'll give him a little bit more purpose to his shots. And you might find that it'll hit a little bit harder,
Yeah.
plant his feet, comes in with a little bit more energy. It's going to be interesting because I'll be honest, it's for Conlan, I don't think it does huge things to beat Bateson. Whereas if Bateson, even with the stoppage losses Conlan's had, if Bateson beats Conlan,
yeah,
I think that's massive for him.
Yeah, and it's not out of the realms of possibility either, is it? We're not talking about a fight that is, a 90-10 split.
This is
talking about a good fight.
I think this personally is a 50-50. Dead through the middle. I think if it was probably pre-Lopez and pre-Gill, even after the Lee fight, Conlan comes in as a huge favourite.
Yeah.
However, he's been exposed quite badly in a couple of his performances now.
Yeah.
So for me, the question marks over Conlan, not as many question marks over Bateson, because other than again the Shabazz Masood loss, which no shame in that. Realistically, he's not put too many feet wrong, too many foot wrong.
Who do you think Bateson's best win might be? He fought Joe Ham, fought Lee McGregor in the amateurs.
Yeah, he beat Lee McGregor in the amateurs, I think.
Yeah.
Joe Ham's a good win. Joe Ham's a good win for him. He's fought Danny Quartermain, which ended as a technical draw, I think, due to a clash of heads. Best opponent's obviously Shabazz. Yeah, Joe Ham probably. Joe Ham. Michael Conlan's been in there with a higher caliber, without a shadow of a doubt. Karim, I haven't pronounced his name right. Karim Goufy.
Right.
Was probably.
I'm not going to try and butcher that.
I've already butchered it. That was probably Conlan's best win, realistically. Yeah, it's intriguing. It's a really, really, really good fight that's gone under the radar, and I think people should get themselves tuned in.
Yeah.
It's live on Channel 5. Not going to cost you.
Yeah, just get on there and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt the video, everybody. Tom suggested that I ask Jack, and so that's exactly what we decided to do.
Hey, Jack. Thanks for coming on to Boxing 365. We're still a relatively small podcast, so I really do appreciate you taking your time to chat with us. Got your fight coming up this Friday. Massive fight for you. Arguably the biggest of your career against former world title challenger on 2 occasions, Mr. Michael Conlan. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on first of all, and I'm feeling really good, feeling confident. Training's gone to plan. So yeah, just got to go in there and do the business now. I'm really excited for it. Like I say, it's the biggest opportunity in my career, and got to grab it with both hands.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, we were disappointed with the Danny Quartermain one because I genuinely, and when we discussed it, we were excited for the fight, but we said realistically, you were all wrong for Danny Quartermain. We thought you were going to come away with the belts that night, and unfortunately, it does happen. Obviously, horrible head clash, ended up being a technical draw. Any plans to run that back before we move on to the Conlan one?
You know what? I'd have loved to, and there was plans to run it back until 2 days before the announcement, when the post and everything was done, he decided not to sign the contract for what reason I do not know, other than shithousery, because he was getting
Can't argue with that.
more than double my purse. Everything was in his favour. It was on his own promotion and stuff. Like, I don't know, but yeah, we're in a better position now, so it's all good.
And I think you beat Michael Conlan. Realistically, you're then up to that sort of fringe world level where you can really start to think about those big big nights, can't you? So, moving on, what other questions we got?
Yeah, it was basically what you make of your opponent this weekend, to be honest, Jack. What you think of Michael Conlan, what you're expecting for the fight?
To be honest, I think Michael's a brilliant fighter. I remember watching his fight against Lee Wood, and I'd sparred him previously, and I was watching the fight, and I was thinking, bloody hell, he's good, this fucking Michael Conlan, you know what I mean? He's a good fighter. So listen, I've always thought he was a brilliant fighter, but timing is key, and I feel like I've matured as a fighter and as a pro. I don't feel like he's as maybe as good as he was when I was watching him, and I was thinking, oh, he's class and this and that. But listen, it's going to be a great fight either way, and I'm buzzing for it.
Yeah, I think you're damn right there, and I think Michael Conlan. We discussed in the podcast yesterday when we did the recording. Michael Conlan had a phenomenal amateur career.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you didn't have a brilliant amateur career by any stretch of the imagination, but Michael Conlan, when he came into the pros, was expected to be a guaranteed future world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, on a couple of occasions, I hate to say it, but his chin let him down. You know, the Lee Wood one, I think, really knocked some confidence out of him. The Luis Alberto Lopez was a really, really tough defeat for him to take. And then again, against Jordan Gill, who's not notoriously a puncher, for it to happen again, I just don't know from my perspective what's left. And our predictions reflected that when we discussed the fight. Because I do think it's a 50-50. Michael Conlan's proved himself to a certain level. You haven't necessarily reached that level yet. But I think you've got the momentum. I think you've got the activity. The question I was leading to, sorry, Jack, was your record doesn't state you're a puncher, but I have seen people say that you punch a lot harder than your record suggests. Are you going in there for the stoppage, or is it business as usual?
It's business as usual, but I do agree, and I think that's one of the main reasons of taking me as an opponent. You know, I've got a good record. I'm a decent name in the sport, and they think I can't punch. It's on me to obviously prove that I can punch. And listen, I'm going there for the hardest 10 rounds of my life. But if I manage to catch him and he feels the power, then that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? You know, it'd be lovely. But listen, I'm expecting a real tough fight, no matter what happens. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Like you say, he's had a brilliant amateur career. I've had a good amateur career, not as good as him, but yeah, hopefully it's my time now.
And do you have a message, Jack, for people that are listening, people that are watching ahead of the fight? Anything that you want to tell them?
The main thing for me would be just be all my support, especially back home in Leeds. I'm grateful to be taking 110 plus of people out there from Leeds, and we might not be the thousands that are out in Dublin, Irish lot, but we'll make the noise. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm sure I'll grab it with both hands.
Yeah, I mean, before we move on to sort of more of the general stuff, because I do think, you know, people want to hear boxing talk. It is a boxing channel. What I would say, I think Leeds have been crying out, and I know Josh hasn't officially retired, and I'm sure you've had time with Josh over the years as a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Josh's, there's similarities there for me between yourself and Josh in regards that Josh's record doesn't state he's a puncher. But again, Carl Frampton says he's the biggest puncher he's been in there with. And I think Leeds needed that next big star. And you beat Michael Conlan on Friday. You're one, maybe two fights away from being exactly that.
I agree, and I think the city have had a lot of hope for me. You know, coming up through the ranks, I've had a couple of years of quiet activity since my loss to Shabazz. But that's through no fault of my own. I was never signed with a big promotional company other than Probellum, who just went under basically.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
So it's been difficult and it's been a real challenge, but I want to prove to people, you know, if you stick to your craft and you keep working hard and your opportunity comes, you take it and you're ready. And listen, hopefully that's what's going to be the outcome, and it's going to make some a brilliant story. But it's on me to take care of business first.
Well said. Yeah, very well said. So, non-boxing.
Yeah, we'll just take a quick step away from the boxing then before the end of the interview. One of the things we wanted to ask you was what sort of stuff you like to get up to? What sort of things you keep you busy when you're not in the ring?
Family time, to be honest with you. I've got two young girls. One who's nearly 4, Sienna,
Oh,
and
amazing.
my recently born daughter, which was just 4 weeks ago, Sky Bateson. So yeah, life is very hectic at home at the minute, and I've got a lovely supportive wife who is taking care of business on the other side for me. And I told her that when this fight's out the way, we'll be able to enjoy a bit of good family time.
Yeah.
Congratulations, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank
Because
you.
above all else, boxing, obviously, it's your job, and it's our life, even though we don't get paid for it at all. But whether it be boxing, football, work, you work in a warehouse, above everything else, it's nice that family has to come first, whether that be parents, your brothers, your sisters, friends. It's hard out there at the minute. So, no, congratulations, Jack. It's really nice
Thank you
to
very
hear.
much. I appreciate it, lads. And like you say, boxing it becomes, once you're part of it, it becomes a way of life, and it's hard to find anything else that sort of matches. But family, like you say, is unbeatable.
I still need a pro fight. I've always said, sorry, because I don't want to, you're 10%, probably 5, but I've loved boxing all my life, and our relationship's very heavily boxing. But I'm not good enough to be a pro, but I really want a pro record, even if I lose. And me and you are different weights, Jack, but could we do a catch weight? You'll beat me. It's fine. I'll have a pro career. 1-0, 0-1, loss, Jack Bateson. Then it'll do another stoppage for you. I'll
Let's
take a
do
knee
it.
after 30 seconds.
Oh, don't. You know what it is? Get through this one. I win this WBC. We'll get you in the first debut title fight.
Yeah,
That'll do.
Puzzle. Happy as Larry with that.
Well, I think I doubt that your answer will be Tom. But the other question I wanted to ask you was about a dream opponent, somebody you'd love to face in the ring.
Ooh, I've never really thought about this, but it'd have to be a legend, like someone like Manny Pacquiao, because he's not an horrible person. You know what I mean? You can imagine he's a decent guy, but he's some fighter. Like, I think everything he's achieved, and I'm just seeing them shorts in the background as well, the
I'd say them
Pacquiao
shorts.
shorts.
They are
He
my
is,
pride and place.
mate, he's just some athlete, and he like it'd be unreal to share the ring with him and shake hands after, and have a smile with him, because he seems like a top guy.
Yeah, he's back now, isn't he? He's out of retirement again.
And I didn't watch his last fight, but I heard he got ripped off as well for that in the Barrios fight.
It was close. I've watched it back. We always review it afterwards because you'll know, as again a fan as well as a fighter, you can score a fight a certain way as a fan, as a bigger fan of one fighter. It can blur your vision. I have watched it back. It was close. I wouldn't scream robbery, but I think for me, Pacquiao won that. But I am a bit biased because I haven't got Barrios' shorts on my wall. I have got Manny Pacquiao. So go on, next question, because
well, I think the last one I was going to ask you was about your favourite boxer of all time. So I don't know whether that sort of carries the same.
Not really. You know what? I've got a few, but Pacquiao was definitely up there. I like certain styles. I quite recently I've been watching Felix Trinidad. I like Tito Trinidad, but there's so many good fighters out there. I think up there for the number 1 pound for pound of all time for me would be Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely.
is Josh Warrington not up there? He'll be sad. Fellow Leeds guy, got to be up there.
You know what? He's one of the best to do it. Well, he's the best to do it from Leeds, but
agreed.
He's just not stylistically what I look for. As good as a fighter is he is. I think he's class, and he's a class person. But yeah, he's not my all-time favorite. I'd like to have a sit-down meal with or whatever.
Yeah, and the list could go on, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to be presumptuous. We didn't do this with Troy because Troy lives in Darlington. Not that should be common knowledge necessarily, but you can support all sorts of people. I'm assuming you're a Leeds fan.
Yes.
Which means if I said to you where your dream venue is going to be, if it's not Elland Road, I'll be very surprised.
It's Ellen Road, but saying that, I fought on the Selby and Josh undercard. So I fought Ellen Road, so that's ticked off now.
So in that case, what is your dream venue?
It's got to be the Vegas one on it, like bloody
The MGM.
Yeah, it's got to be MGM, something like that. I went to MGM for the for a Nui fight earlier in the year, because I was out there, and yeah, it's unreal, mate. That's the ultimate. If not, it'd be New York,
the Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, yeah, 100%.
They'd be our two. If I on the off chance beat you in our next bout, I think my next fight would have to be Madison Square Garden. It's a real tick list to me.
No, I think that might be. I think that might be number one, to be honest. Yeah. Madison Square Garden. I'm with you.
And I completely get that. To be honest, I don't want to keep you. We don't want to keep you. We really do appreciate your time. Like, genuinely, from our perspective, you can't really put it into the value yourself. People like Troy who are willing to take 10, 15 minutes of their day to have these conversations. It adds so much value to our content that we give to the boxing fans that do watch our channel. So look, when the video has been put together later, we'll ping it you over so you can have a look. We'll send you the link so you can have a watch on YouTube, see what you think. If you hate it and go, I don't like it, we will take it down because you're on the video.
No, lads, honestly, listen, it's been class speaking to you, and you're two proper guys. So listen, I appreciate you having me on, and the video will be fine, whether I like it or not.
Okay, well, look, do you know what? I absolutely love that. But look, thank you. Really do appreciate it. And have a good evening and good luck for Friday. We are very much lads. Team Bateson.
I appreciate it, lads.
Cheers,
thank you very much. Take care, lads. See you soon.
I think that is going to be a good one. Right, I tell you what, we'll move past that for now, and we'll look at Charlie Edwards, Salvador Huarez, which is backing that up, chief support.
I feel like I've done big pauses for both these fights.
You have. You're really thinking for
it's
once.
Because I love the Edwards brothers.
Yep.
Bigger fan of Sonny than I am Charlie.
Yep.
And that's not from a personal point of view. Don't know either of them. Met Sonny.
Yep.
But I like Sonny's style.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
Gutted to see his last outing, weren't we? But
from boxing fundamentals point of view, he is one of the, if not at the time in his peak when he wanted to be in there, the best pound for pound back foot boxer in the world. Absolutely phenomenal. But we're not talking about Sonny Edwards.
No, we're not. We're talking about his brother
Charlie. The fact that he's back is good. It's good for boxing. It's good for the Edwards boxing name. Charlie's been a world champion.
Yep.
Fought big names, and I'll be honest.
Flyweight.
Yeah, really good. Sorry, I was getting a fly. Should beat someone like Suarez.
Huarez.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. I don't pronounce names very well.
He is 20-9, so you are right.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't particularly have any big wins. Not really a puncher. From what I've seen of his record, 4 wins by stoppage. So
not particularly, like you say, over 20 fights for a Mexican as well. Let's be honest. I mean,
and with, like I say, 9 losses as well. So
Charlie should beat him, but Charlie's big opportunity came on at the time it would have been a TNT card, but a Queensberry card against Andrew Kane on the Nick Ball undercard in Liverpool. And I'll be honest, Charlie Edwards did himself absolutely 0 favours in that fight.
Yeah.
He didn't box off the back foot. He ran the whole fight, made it difficult for Andrew Kane. I don't know. It's really tough. There's big question marks. Big question marks because Charlie Edwards, since coming back against George Ori, I think his name is, who the French guy who he made his comeback against, didn't look fantastic. Beat Asomba, but again, Thomas Asomba's a lot better than his record suggests. But again, Charlie Edwards, former world champion, should be dealing with people like Thomas Asomba with relative ease.
Yep.
Did not cause Andrew Kane anywhere near enough issues.
Do you think that some of these fights, where you've described it as being question marks, they are some of the more intriguing fights, aren't they? Because
it
gets you. You can't say for sure how it's going to go, and actually,
you're invested, aren't
on
you?
a card of boxing where there is a fight like that, quite often it ends up being the best fight.
Absolutely, and I think Charlie needs to. For me, if I'm in Charlie's corner, now Charlie in a lot of cases tends to, over the years, to train himself, but at the minute he's actually under. I think it's Paul Smith. I think he's under one of the Smith brothers.
Yep.
For me, he needs to be more, get involved with this fight. Maybe be willing to hold your ground. Maybe willing to take a few shots. Get that little bit of trust back in your chin.
Yeah.
And look, again, it's easy for us to say.
Mm.
I don't want to be punched in chin, ideally, by any particular
by
anybody at all. But from a boxing point of view, that is your job. And I just think Charlie's probably lost a little bit of that from a confidence point of view.
Yeah. But it'll be nice to see how it gets on. And a very good co-main event, or chief support rather.
Absolutely, yeah, very good.
So yeah, that should be brilliant. Next fight on the card is Ben Marksby, Senan Kelly.
Great little fight.
Yeah, both undefeated. England versus Ireland.
Yes.
Bit of needle in there. We've seen that previously.
We have.
So both. So Marksby 12-0, Kelly 10-0, and someone's got to lose that. I know it's not.
Someone's always got to go.
It has. I know it's not quite as people don't worry so much about protecting it nowadays. I don't think. I think people are willing to take the bigger fights.
Has disappeared.
It is. It's phasing out, but still, especially when there's two undefeated fighters, it means something, doesn't it?
I think the great thing is that I like with this, and credit to Wasserman, I love two undefeated young fighters going in there early, because young fighters especially, you tend to see they go, "Right, don't want to lose that yet. Don't want to lose that yet," because I think they think in their own mind it sort of dampens that commercial value, that commerciability.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's not 50-50. I think Ben Marksby comes in as probably just purely from amateur background and from what he's achieved in the sport so far as a pro and the promotional side of it. I think Marksby's been under the lights a little bit of a bigger stage. But believe me, I don't think anyone coming into this can write off Senan Kelly.
No.
He's not undefeated for any reason. Do you know what I mean? He's not.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was having a look, and neither of them are really particularly punchers, only both having 2 knockouts on their professional records. But Marksby's stoppages both of them come in his last 2 fights. So perhaps finding a bit of his power, getting a bit comfortable. Yeah, exactly. So you never know whether that is going to develop as he continues. He might go on and find his power a bit.
You always tend to find, and I'd like to say that with Marksby, because I'll be honest, I do like him. And one of the opponents that he did beat, I believe, was Levi Kinciona.
Yeah.
So really, really good, solid opponent. So stopping him, you're not pillar fist. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely, brilliant fight. Really interesting one. And I'll be interested, as neither of them are generally known for planting the feet. I'll be curious to who tries and takes that front foot role in this.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that I think that it will be Marksby. I think he'll carry some confidence from his last 2 outings.
You'd hope, wouldn't you?
And that will be maybe part of his game plan.
It's going to be interesting. And that, I'd probably argue, is why I would edge a little bit as well. Maybe even go 65-35 towards Marksby on the back of that.
Yeah.
Two previous performances. I think they're big performances. And if he wins here, world's his oyster.
Yeah, absolutely. Can go ahead and hopefully do more bigger things in the sport. So, right, I know obviously this got a particularly big card.
482 fights.
482 fights.
Yeah, real big.
Well, we'll go on to talk about a couple of the other fights to watch, particular that we pulled out of it. So, Dan Toward, Khalid Enachat. That's going to be a good one. Obviously, Toward's got a excellent,
phenomenal
amateur background. He did suffer a defeat as a pro, bit of a shock knockout, but he hits
massive,
really hits, and he's 5 knockouts.
Yeah, 6 and 5, is it?
5 knockouts in his 6.
Yeah. Toward was and still is, and shouldn't be underestimated. Is a very, 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 very good British prospect, and we spoke about it on the last episode about Cyrus Pattinson.
Yep.
And it's a similar story. Dan Howard's gone in against someone who realistically has hit harder than he expected him to, and maybe he's not had a brilliant camp. And you don't know. Dan Howard's a young lad, but he's lost.
Yeah.
And it happens in boxing. And at this young age, at a very early point in his career, he's got to rebuild that. Now he's had one, perfect, and now he's on to another. I think he's very, very good. I think he's very, very good. I think very highly of him. Will he ever go on to do world honours? Probably not, if I'm being straight.
Yep.
But not everyone has to be a world champion. That is going to be my slogan going forward, I think. Have it labelled on my back.
Yeah. Tattooed on.
I'm not scared of needles, but I don't think I've got arms for tattoos. Or a bag for tattoos. I've got nothing for tattoos. Well, an underboob tattoo.
Oh, God. I think I'm going to be sick.
Next.
Before we move on, his opponent's not got he's tough, but not particularly any notable wins. But he is a natural middleweight.
Okay.
So
he's coming down.
So
that'll be interesting.
That might just prove a bit of a somebody who's hard maybe to get out of there. But
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about that one. The other fight that we wanted to make a particularly special mention of was Kieran Malloy, Nordine Torre. So yeah, Malloy, one of the best Irish amateurs
ever. Absolutely brilliant.
I've got it written down here: 11 national championships, 3 Irish elite championships, European bronze medal, youth European and world medals. Wow. Amateur record 202 wins, 19 losses.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. When Malloy turned over to the pros, massive interest, and he shocked everyone because he signed for Top Rank.
Oh.
Well, as an Irish, I appreciate that Top Rank and America have huge Irish conglomerates. It was a weird move.
Yeah.
Went out there, disappeared a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Absolutely massive signing for GBM. To be able to capture Kieran Malloy for them was brilliant. My only worry with Malloy is he's got all the ability in the world. We're waiting for that step up. We're just waiting for them to go. And I appreciate the coaches and the team behind the scenes will be thinking, we need him to learn, get active, get some momentum. But we need to roll that dice at some point.
He does have, depending on what you think of the sensation O'Mason, but he did stop.
He did.
Sam O'Mason in the first round,
yeah,
which is a pretty good name on the record. And,
absolutely,
good win.
And I think that was 6 or 7 fights ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was quite a long time ago now.
So, and this is for me, it's where Sam O'Mason, incredible fighter. He fought Dalton Smith for the vacant British before Dalton went. Dalton's continually on his run. Dalton stopped him in 2nd or 3rd, I think. Good, solid win for Malloy. He just hasn't kicked on.
Yeah,
and it's nothing against Malloy. I'm sure there's reasons. But next year, he's a young guy. Next year, I'd like to see him kick on.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him kick on because he is very, 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 very special. And if he can punch as he continues to go up through the levels, he will do phenomenal things for Irish boxing.
Well, he's fighting Torre on this card, who's not particularly got any notable wins, but he does have he did lose to German prospect Paul Wall, and he was stopped. And like you said, if Malloy, he's got 6 knockouts so far. If he can stop him, then it just shows his toughness again. And like you said, maybe time to take that next step.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
Who knows?
100% agree.
I'll give you your chance as always to talk through and tell people about the rest of the people on the card. Give them a bit of a
guys,
insight.
And girls, I'm going to be honest. I've not memorised the card because, to be honest, it's a big card. But I do always think it's fair that we give a shout out to absolutely everybody on the card. These fighters train, live in camp, eat most of the time, I should say. Some don't. To be able to go out and put on a show and showcase their skill sets. And I think it's important that we as fans, the media, everyone else takes the time to sit, watch, and give them that little bit of support. So first thing I'd like to give, and I don't think we've given any mention to it, which I'll be honest, surprises me. The event name It's Return of the Mick.
Return of the Mick, I didn't. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
I
But
did see that.
I won't talk you through the top of the card because obviously we have been through it. But we have also got alongside the top four, we've got Glenn Byrne against Charlie Lopez. Cracking little prospect. Again, that's for the Boxing Union of Ireland Celtic Super Welterweight Championship. We've got Dean Walsh, another prospect. Very, very good. Kieran Malloy versus Nordine Torre in a really good bout. Got a really good journeyman bout on here. We've got a ranked opponent at middleweight in Kevin Cronin fighting the tough, durable Grant Dennis, who has fought everybody. We've then also got Cody Smith versus Mario Vera, Paul Lunham versus Jake Pollard. Jake Pollard again. Only ever had one win on his career, but a really clever journeyman who brings a hell of a lot of value to our game. Kane Lewis, really good prospect, in with Eric Omar Lopez. 4 rounds of featherweight action there. We've then got Kian Hederman against Alexandru Krasnishli, I believe that's pronounced. It's Kian's debut, and it will be 4 rounds in the cruiserweight division. And then last but not least, a regular appearance for Gerard Hughes. He has appeared a couple of times on the GBM circuit. No opponent announced as of yet, and that will be 4 rounds at Super Bantamweight. So, Dan, I'm happy to move back to you, my boy.
Thank you very much. Well, whilst that's all covered off, I think we'll go into the winners. We'll only look at the ones that we've talked about in some depth.
Oh, I have not got time to go through the rest. I have things to do.
Yeah. So we'll go through the winners.
Yeah.
And starting off with Conlan Bateson.
I don't want to choose that one. I'm going to go Conlan, I think, very slightly.
Okay, points?
Very close.
Okay.
Very close.
Might disagree with you on that one.
Yeah,
not set yet. Edwards Huarez.
Edwards points. Don't think he'll look good again either.
No. Marksby Kelly.
I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go Kelly on that one.
Oh, okay, interesting. From our ones to watch, Toward Enachat.
Toward stoppage.
Nice one. And then Malloy Torre.
Yeah, I think Malloy probably 4th, 5th round, something like that.
Nice.
Go through the gears.
Very good. Okay. So that's our predictions sorted up. Fight of the night, upset of the night. What have you got?
Depends on how Conlan Bateson come out, but that's going to be a banger. I think if that clash gels well, it'll be all right. I just worry that Bateson's not a notorious puncher. Conlan's very slick, good amateur pedigree. It's a tough one to call. But I'm going to go with my safe bet.
Yep.
And I think the Dan Toward fight, personally, I just think it's going to be an absolute banger.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fight of the night for me.
Yeah. And what about your upset of the night?
I'm not going to pick the upset I picked because I am on the fence. I'm going to contradict it. The upset of the night, I could still see being Bateson.
Yeah.
If Conlan's got 50% of what he had, he'll win it. But I don't know if he has.
Fair enough. I like that. Okay.
What does Robocop say?
Well, we're going to have a look now at the robot. As always, see what AI is saying and hopefully pick it apart. Prove that robots don't know a thing.
Robots are shrimps.
So, we've got then prediction. Conlan wins by decision or late round stoppage. Couldn't personally see the stoppage, but I think they're probably edging on the side of he's got a bit of a better background there, fought the better
Ball level, yeah.
But
yeah.
We'll see.
2-time world time shot.
The Edwards Huarez fight, Edwards wins by decision or stoppage. A bit of a cop out, but they have put 100% Tapology picks for Edwards.
Charlie Edwards. I think that Teddy punches harder than Charlie Edwards.
Oh, Teddy Fists. That's his new name.
Teddy Fist Edwards. Tedwards.
Marksby and Kelly. Marksby narrowly wins, possibly by a decision. That's an interesting one. You went for the upset there.
I did.
And I've said I don't think so. So we'll see. We'll see what the robot says. or whether the robot's right, rather. Toward Enachat, it goes Toward win by unanimous decision.
Okay.
Which I think is fair enough. And then going to our other one that we broke down, Kieran Malloy. Malloy wins by stoppage.
Happy as Larry with that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think the robot's done too bad there. As always, I think it's a little bit overconfident in some of the percentages.
We will bring the robot back for another episode, I think, on that performance.
Yeah,
you can come back next week.
and answer for its mistakes.
When we, absolutely.
Okay.
When all of the B-sides win this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
looking forward to it.
But that is, again, everything covered off. That's all of the card discussed. That's the winners that we expect, fight of the night, upset of the night, and see what the robot knows. So yeah, that's everything all sorted out. And,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you once again for listening, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Thanks, guys.